Hey guys, Thomas Jr. here, aka Mustached Tom, here to review The Space Between Us. Now, I initially went into this movie thinking it was going to be a pure romance movie between a boy who just happened to come from Mars and a girl that just happened to be on Earth. Uh, I was about half right, as half of the movie is building up to how this came to be, how this Mars kid ended up coming to be, which is his mother gave birth in the spaceship, and they were on Mars, so they had to keep it a secret, and his body was all messed up because of that. So the time he had on Earth would be limited due to all this complications about his heart. And then the second half of the movie deals with the whole romance aspect, while also still being chased by uh, the people that were trying to save him. So he comes, and I thought the acting was okay. Um, I thought the girl did way was a bit more of an interesting character. The writing was a bit I want to say silly and sort of in that, I guess, charming way. I don't know. But I thought she did a pretty good, solid job. Um, and it's a bit harder because this movie feels like it's almost like two different movies because of that uh, genre shift between, like, oh, it's like a typical chase movie, and then it ends up being like, oh, it's a romance movie all of a sudden, and the romance parts aren't it doesn't feel as compelling, and then it starts to get compelling, and then it has to jump back to the other thing. Like, it feels like it's a little bit cut short in that aspect. But you can see it. You can kind of see it toward the middle-ish ending part of it. Um, but I will say, even though that, like, getting to the end was a little bit more difficult, I will say the ending was a little bit more satisfying. Um, it's a, I'll say it's a bittersweet ending, and I think it's also an implied ending, which is something I always find a little bit fascinating because um, I think you know where it goes. Again, implied ending, and I think they actually handled that ending particularly really well. So there is that. Other than that, this movie was okay. Again, I thought that, like, middle-ish area got kind of choppy between the whole romance part and the whole fleeing part. Um, it felt like they were trying. It felt like they were two interfering with each other. If that makes any sense, but it was still an okay movie. I would give it a 6 out of 10. I think if they had focused slightly more in the romance or aspect, I don't know, that balance is really difficult, but particularly between these two genres, I think that's what held this movie back a little bit. And maybe they spent a little bit too much time on that beginning part, like getting, uh, filling up all that information about how this kid was born and so on and so forth. I think they could have cut that a little bit shorter, maybe, but I don't know. Anyways, still an okay movie. So if you want to see I guess, sort of adventure, slight romance story, if you haven't checked it out, maybe give it a watch. And that will be my review of this movie. So with that being said, my name is Thomas Jr., aka Mr. Sham, and I'll see you guys next time.